jobless right now. You talk millions of people around the globe within the U.S. A lot of people are jobless. You got minimum wage. How many know what minimum wage is? What's minimum wage?
725.
725. Can you live off 725? Being in the military for 2 to 3 years, whatever your first time is, you get used to a certain pattern, a certain pay. Everybody tracking? Right. So once you get out of the military, now you got to go out there, find you a job. Those who have family, those who have kids, now you got to adjust them. Okay, and they're used to this certain type of life. Being in the military, you get that first and the 15th. That's when you get paid, right? So these things you got to take into consideration when you talk about getting out of the military. Really adjust your whole life with you and your family. Okay, so reenlisting, that's something you might want to think about. That's one thing you might want to think about, reenlisting. All right. Today we're going to discuss a few things. We're going to discuss about the pay that the Army gives to you. We're going to talk about different types of bonuses that the Army has for you. And we also want to talk about the education that the Army has for you also, which is also free. Okay? I'm First Class John Williams. I've been in the military for 14 and a half years. I've been in the military. I have enlisted maybe 4 or 5 times. And I accumulated probably over $6,000 in reenlistment, which is not much. But within this briefing, you'll find out, depending on your MOS, you can even get up to $90,000 tax-free, depending if you're deployed. Sounds good, right? All right, point your pay. We stated earlier, it's a fixed income. Fixed income. You got to worry about on the 15th, on the 1st, your pay being different. On the 1st, your pay should be the same that you have on the 15th, right? Everybody tracking that? On the 1st, so whenever you go on the 1st, on the 15th, you should get the same pay. And it should be the same pay until you get a raise the next following year. All right? Now, not only that, you get a yearly raise. Now, after your 2 years of service and moving up to your 3rd year, you get another raise. Everybody follow me on that? And your first 2 years, your pay is the same unless you make E2 or E3. But once you make your 3rd and 4th year, every 2 years, you get a pay raise every year. Every year you get a raise. And with every other 2 years after the 4th year, you get 2 raises. Because that makes the extra year you make in the military, plus every year they give you a raise. So that's actually 2 years every 2 years. 2 raises every 2 years. This year, in 2012, the president, they're talking about getting a 1.6 raise. Not much, but it is a raise. That's better than what you would get if you was out in the civilian sector. And that's what we stated earlier, the economy is doing bad. Everybody tracking? Now, when you've been in the military, depending on if you want to go airborne, air assault, ranger, reenlistment, there are actually over 70 different types of pays and allowances. Actually over 70 different types of pays and allowances the Army can give to you. You're not going to find that in the civilian sector. It's a lot of things you need to think about if you decide to get out. So my job is to persuade you to reenlist in the military. Everybody tracking? We're going to go into bonuses. As I stated before, you can get up to $90,000 worth of bonuses, depending on your MOS. If the Army, the Secretary of Defense decide that they need 92 hours in the military, and there was not many of you in the military, they're going to raise the bar. They're going to raise the money because you need you. All right? So when you get ready to reenlist, and they're short of 92 hours because everybody else is getting out, they're going to raise the money for you. Okay? Depending on, like I said, it don't matter what your MOS is. It could be 92 hours, could be the high speed 92 golf, so on and so forth. I had a couple of soldiers that I knew in my last deployment, they got over 25 grand. And when you get your, when you reenlist down range, it's tax free. So how they do it is, they pay you a lump sum of half the pay. So picture getting $90,000, you get $45,000 up front tax free. And depending on how many years that you reenlist for, either 2 or 3 years, they divide the rest of that $45,000 within those months. So that's a lot of money. War organization that is out there in the civilian sector that guarantee you $90,000. Now make sure you sign the contract. Okay, if you don't sign the contract, then you know it's pretty much null and void, and you don't need 3 more years without a commitment. All right, so make sure whatever you do, make sure you sign the contract. Also, in order for you to require to get a bonus, you got to complete at least 17 months in the military. That's without AIT and basic training. All right, so you got to at least complete 17 months. and have no more than 14 years, and so on. Scott got how many years?
I have 13, Sergeant.
You got to re-enlist again?
I do, next year.
Well, after you get 14 years,
I'll be in death.
you've been in death.
Roger.
I was in death for 10 years. Depends on where you fall at when you re-enlist the first time. If you're not over the 10-year mark, and you did like 6 years, like for instance, you come in, you re-enlist at 9 years or 6 years, that puts you at 14 years. So in 14 years, then you re-enlist indefinitely. So it's case by case basis anyway. And as I said earlier, it's MOS qualified. Depending on the MOS, as the Army decides they want to give you a bonus. Okay. Anybody got a bonus when they came in, the Army? Because you know the Army is downsizing, so they probably downsize the bonuses also. And sometimes if you decide you want to re-enlist into another MOS, they'll offer that to you also, and you can also qualify to that bonus depending on the MOS. Everybody tracking on that? All right. Education, Montgomery GI Bill. Okay, everybody contribute $100 a month for the first year. Some of y'all still doing it, right? Okay, I know they did it for me when I was there. I had to pay $100 a month. I didn't want to do it. Back then, we weren't making much of nothing. I think what, $450, $500 maybe. Things have changed a whole lot since y'all.
It ain't changed too much.
It ain't changed too much?
Not too much.
All right. You got to have a diploma or some equivalent to it, a GED. You must serve at least 2 years active status. And also it's good for your family member. If you don't use your GI Bill, your wife can use it, or your husband can use it. Okay? If you decide to use part of your GI Bill, whatever you didn't use, your wife can get it. It's good for 3 years. The GI Bill goes for 3 years. So if you use 1 year of it, the other 24 months, you can give it to your wife or your spouse. And that's called MyCAA, which is short for Military Spouse Career Advancement Account. Everybody track? So you and your family can get an education, free education. Tuition assistance, that's what I use. Okay? Free education. Tuition assistance will pay for 100% of your tuition and fees. Only thing you got to pay for is your books. Depending on where you get your books at, what college you go to, and what courses you're taking, it can be very expensive. But you often have a battle buddy. If you're linked with somebody that's taking the same courses in the same college, you can buy books for like $20 or $40. I'd rather sell them to you than put them in the trash. Like I'm stuck with a whole bunch of books, and that's something you won't be stuck with. But books can be expensive if you buy them online. And it's good for $4,500 each fiscal year. So the Army gives you $4,500 each fiscal year that you ever use. Once that $4,500 are used up, like all the college courses you done took, then you can't take any more classes unless you pay for it out of your own pocket. Because each semester hours is $250. So depending on how many, $2,250 going to $4,500, that's how many courses you can take, how many classes you can take within this year. All right, in conclusion, re-enlisting in the military is full of benefits, as you have heard. Okay, we talked about what? The pay, whether it was the bonuses, as well as the education. Okay? What outside agency outside the military can beat that? Anybody know one? Anybody in a civilian job that give you pay like that, give you bonuses like that, and give you a free education? So why not re-enlist? Who ready to re-enlist? Who ready to re-enlist today? Will anyone? Come down to the office. Come with me.
I said
Oh, this is good. Okay. How many minutes is that?
It's 9 minutes.